So I think the main slide of the chapter name is zoomed in. I don't know for what reason. If this is fine, then we'll start from here only. Okay. So let us start the session with good energy and let me know if you have any doubts. Okay. Chalo. So what we have studied in the previous session, let us take a quick recap. We studied about Faraday's law and Lenz's law. Faraday's law was giving you the magnitude of induced EMF in a loop. Basically, let me tell you what was Faraday's law. Faraday simply stated that if you have a closed loop and there is some magnetic field passing through that loop, okay, let me say magnetic field is inside. If this magnetic field starts changing with respect to time, or basically I can say if magnetic flux through the loop is changing with respect to time, an EMF is induced in the loop. A voltage will be developed in the loop. And the value of EMF can be calculated using the formula E is minus d phi by dt. What was the importance of minus sign? The importance of minus sign was understood with the help of Lenz's law. What was Lenz's law telling us? Lenz's law was telling us that the induced current direction in the loop will be such that it opposes the change in flux. So if in a single line I have to state Lenz's law, I can simply say Lenz's law simply states that the induced current should be such that to oppose the change in flux. The change in flux. Anyone with any doubts regarding this? किसी को कोई doubt इसके अंदर? This is all that we studied in previous class. Okay, this is a recap. Good evening, Nishant. Okay, because there is no issue, let us move on to a quiz based on all this. Okay, so to induce EMF in the coil, the linking flux should increase, decrease, remain constant, or can increase or decrease. Think about it a little bit. They are telling you that if you want to generate EMF, then the magnetic flux associated with the coil should, what should happen? Think about it. I'll give you 1 minute. Okay, I hope everyone understood the question. Please mark carefully, do not misclick. You have 45 seconds and your time starts now. Okay, so Rash is at the top. Then we have Anish, Yuvraj, Keshav, Lakshya, Krishna, Sarvesh, and Khushi. Very good. 51% did it. So let me revise it for you. If you want to generate EMF, then according to Faraday's law, if we go by Faraday's law, flux should change. Flux should change. Okay. Flux should change. This is the only thing that is important. There should only be change in flux. It can increase also, it can decrease also, it does not matter. Until the flux is changing, EMF will be generated. Again, this is the statement of Faraday's law. Any doubts in this? बताइए. Very easy. Okay, great. Chalo. Then what we have to study? Let us talk about that. Okay. The next topic is called motional EMF. Okay. Now the name is motional EMF. Let us understand how does it work. Okay. Let me say there is some magnetic field in the region. By the cross, I am drawing magnetic field. There is some magnetic field in the region like this. Okay. Let me say magnetic field is B. Now there is a rod by the blue color. You can see there is a rod and it is moving. I have given it some velocity V and this rod is moving with some velocity V. So what is going to happen? Experimentally, it was observed that if you take 2 points on the rod, which are the ends, like if I call this point P and I call this point Q, then there was a potential difference between points P and Q. It was observed experimentally. People performed various experiments. They had a rod. Now, in normal situation, potential of the whole rod should be same because it is a conductor, and we have studied in electrostatics that potential at every point on the surface of the conductor is same. But when you start moving this coil, I don't think it is visible. So let me use this color pen. So if you start moving this pen in a region with magnetic field, it was seen that a potential difference is developed across the ends. Now people started thinking what is the reason for potential difference. Okay. And let us see the reason. See, understand one thing. In any conducting rod, we have free electrons. This is known to us. If you have a conducting rod, you have free electrons. So let me say there are free electrons in the rod. Now if rod is moving in the magnetic field, I can say the electrons inside the rod are also moving in the electric field. Am I correct? Now just tell me, does magnetic field apply any force on moving charge? Does magnetic field apply any force on moving charge? Yes. If you remember the formula for force was Q into V cross B. Am I correct? Can you all understand this? The formula for force on any moving charge in magnetic field was Q into V cross B. Okay. Can you tell me the direction of force, everyone? Can you tell me the direction of force? Velocity is towards right. Magnetic field is inside. What will be the direction of force? Very good, Harsh. You have responded very quickly, but there is a little bit mistake in it. Okay, so everyone is doing it correct. V is towards right, so V. Okay, and B is into the plane, so V cross B. So the answer is coming up. Am I right? You are doing V towards right and B is inside, fingertips are inside. So palm is coming up. That is why force is coming up. But there is one issue. Very good, Harsh. It is electron. It is electron and electron has negative charge. Electron has negative charge. Arey, do you remember? So what will happen? Very good, Aditya. Very good. What will happen? Direction will get reversed. Whatever answer is coming, direction will get reversed. So V cross B is coming up, but force on the electron will act down. Arey, samajh aaya? So what will happen? The electron will start moving towards down. Let me say the electron reaches here, this side. So can I say this point Q, it will attain some negative charge? And P point having deficiency of electron, it will attain some positive charge. Are you getting my point? This is the reason for potential difference. This is the reason for potential difference, because rod was moving in uniform magnetic field towards right. Magnetic force starts acting on the electrons, which causes the electrons to shift to one side. That is why Q gains negative charge and P gains positive charge. Is that clear to everyone? Okay. Now, can you tell me, if there is potential difference between any 2 points, what happens? If there is potential difference between any 2 points, electric field is generated between them. Am I correct or not? Just let me know. I'll draw the direction also. Magnetic force is acting down. If there is potential difference between 2 points, electric field is generated between them. Okay. So electric field is always from positive to negative. You all know this. So electric field will be generated like this. Am I correct? Electric field will be generated from positive to negative. Now, due to electric field, there will also be force on an electron. Bataiye, am I correct or not? Electric field will also apply force on electrons which are not at point Q, which are in between. कुछ electron तो अभी भी बीच में होंगे. So there will be force, electric force also on them. Can you tell me the electric force on a charged particle? Can you tell me the electric force on charged particle formula? What is the formula for electric force on charged particle? If Q charge is placed in magnetic electric field E, very good Sneha, the force is Q into E. And can everyone tell me the direction of force? Can you all tell me the direction of force? Electric force. Direction of electric force. So electric field is down, but charge on electron is negative. फिर से उल्टा. Electric field is down, but charge is negative, Riya. So force will be opposite to the direction of the Aryan, please ask your doubts after I have completed explaining. Okay. Because that will break the flow for all those who are understanding it. Okay. So electric field is down. Electrostatic force on the charged particle will start acting up. Are you getting my point? So electrostatic force starts acting up. So what happens? Electrons start moving in one direction until the forces are balanced. Electron will keep moving. Electron will keep moving. Electrons will keep moving towards Q, towards point Q, until electrostatic force in magnitude becomes equal to magnetic force. Arey, am I correct? Once the electrostatic force and magnetic force become equal, because they are acting in opposite direction, net force on electron will be zero. Arey, samajh aa raha hai? If electrostatic force and magnetic force are balanced, net force on the electron will become zero. So if I equate it, I will get QE is equal to Q into V cross B. Are you getting my point? Now here I can see simply what will be the potential difference. Naveen, are you facing some issue? Because you're kind of disturbing the chat by writing something in a language that I don't understand. Please don't do that. You can either write it in English, which is better, because I understand English. Okay. So potential difference, if I ask about potential difference between P and Q, what will be the potential difference? You know, potential difference is simply electric field into distance, E dot L. Arey, am I correct? And from the previous slide, what am I getting? QQ gets cancelled out. Electric field I am getting is V cross B. So I put the value here, and the potential difference I get is basically L dot V cross B. All the people who want me to repeat, please have a little bit of patience. If you just wait for 1 minute and let me explain it one time completely, then I can start repeating. Okay. If I start repeating from between only, then people who are understanding, it becomes annoying for them. Okay. I will repeat the whole thing if you want, but please do not disturb while I'm explaining. I'll give you time. You can say, please repeat, I'll repeat that. So the formula that you get is L dot V cross P. This is the potential difference between points P and Q. Potential difference between points P and Q. Very good, Harsh. P and Q. Great, Krishna. Chalo. So for those who want me to repeat, basically value of electrostatic force on the electron is simply Q into E. And the value of magnetic force on the electron is Q into V cross B. So when will electrons stop moving? When net force on the electron becomes zero, electrons will stop flowing into any one direction. So I equate the electrostatic force with the magnetic force, and I get a relation that the value of electric field generated in the rod is equal to V cross B. This is the relation that I got. Okay. Now you know potential difference between any 2 points. If you have 2 points, let me say A and B. Gautam, we will use it here, na? We will use it here. That is the significance. If you have 2 points and there is electric field in the region and distance between the points is L, then the formula is VA minus VB is E into L. This you should study from electrostatics, chapter electrostatics. So that is what I'm using here. Delta V is potential difference, and that is E dot L. I put the value of electric field from the previous relation that I got from this slide, V cross P, and I finally get the formula for potential difference between 2 points, P and Q. This will become absolutely clear once I give you one example. So you will have to wait for one example. Okay. Just bear with me. Stay with me. I'll give you one example and it will become very much clear. Chalo. So I'll tell you a simple trick so you don't have any issue in the angles. Just remember one thing. The potential difference across the rod can be calculated easily as potential difference is BVL. Now, is this formula simple or the previous formula was simple? Was that formula simple for potential difference or this formula is simple? Okay, Anish is feeling previous formula is simple. Great, Anish, good for you. Okay, but I think this formula is simple because we don't have cross and dot and all those things. Okay, so all those who feel previous formula is simple, they will have to think about it a little bit. What you can do, here you have to remember one thing. All three quantities B, V and L must be perpendicular to each other. Just remember this. If you can take all the three mutually perpendicular components, then you can simply multiply the perpendicular components B, V, L, and you'll get the potential difference. How? Let me give you a very simple example on it so that it becomes a little bit clear. Okay. So the first example will be very, very simple. Let me say this is your example number 1. I have a rod. Length of the rod is L. Let me say magnetic field is inside and velocity of the rod is given to me as V. This is point P and this is point Q. Someone is asking me what is Vp minus Vq? What is the potential difference between P and Q? So I'll simply use the formula delta V is BVL, but all three should be mutually perpendicular. Just tell me, are the three parameters magnetic field, velocity and length perpendicular to each other in this diagram? Are all three perpendicular to each other? Great, so our formula is valid. Answer is simply BVL. Now they can ask you which point is at higher potential. Is P at higher potential or is Q at higher potential? So for that you have to learn how to draw battery. How to draw battery. And for that just remember positive terminal of the battery. Positive terminal of the battery is simply given by V cross P. Can you all perform V cross B by your right hand? So V is towards right, B is into the plane. So V cross B. V cross B. Where is the palm coming? What is the direction of my palm? It is coming up. It means the positive terminal of the battery should be up. So this much EMF is generated BVL. This is BVL. So can you tell which point is at the higher potential? कौन बड़े potential पर है, कौन छोटे potential पर है? Because this is the positive plate, the bigger plate, and this is the negative plate. So I can say P is at the higher potential. P is at the higher potential. Array, is that clear to everyone? Is that clear? Chalo, let me take one more example. You will understand. Akshay, just wait for one more example. If you don't understand that, I'll come back to this example only. Okay. Let me take this example. Let me say magnetic field is inside still and the value is B. I have a rod of length L. Length of the rod, it is L. Okay. And this is point P and this is your point Q. And let me say velocity of the rod is something like this and this angle is 30 degree. Now I want to know potential difference between P and Q. Now just tell me, are all the three components perpendicular to each other or not? B, V and L, are all three perpendicular? Very good. They are not. Which one is not perpendicular? Which one is not perpendicular? Length, velocity. Very good. So if I take this component of velocity, मेरा काम हो जाएगा. If I take this component of velocity, which will be V sine theta, now it is valid. So I will simply write B and which component is perpendicular? V sine theta into L. That is my answer. That is simply my answer. Only consider the component which is perpendicular to both the other. Always consider that component which is perpendicular to remaining two. उस component को चुनो जो बाकियों से perpendicular है. Are you getting my point? Sir, if any other component is not perpendicular, we can do B cos theta. नहीं beta. If there is no perpendicular component, answer will be 0 then. There should be a perpendicular component. So this will become BVL by 2. Sridevi, I have said the thing in English only first, then I just repeated it in Hindi. Okay. I don't say anything in Hindi purely. First I say it in English and then I repeat it in Hindi. Okay, for those who are not getting it clearly. So you will not be missing anything. So this is the answer. Okay. Now they are asking me which point is at higher potential. Which point is at higher potential? Direction of L. Beta, direct length has no direction. It should be perpendicular to length. Just remember that. Both the components should be perpendicular to length. Okay. Now what I have to do by direction? V cross B. Now where is V? Up. And where is B? Into the plane. Am I correct? V cross B. So V is up. B is into the plane. Where is the palm coming? Palm is coming to the left. So how will I make my battery? I will make my battery like this. Positive terminal by the palm. V cross B. So bigger rod will come here. So this is your plus. This is your minus. So which is at higher potential? P is at higher potential. P is at higher potential. Now, please, all those people who have any doubt, ask your doubts. If anyone has any doubt, ask it now. Yeah, beta. Yeah, Samanvita. Which velocity you are using in the formula? Use that velocity. Beta, direction of length is nothing. Magnetic field and velocity should be perpendicular to length. Just remember that. Magnetic field and velocity should be perpendicular to length. ठीक है. चलो, I will take one more example, one final example, ताकि अभी भी किसी को डाउट है. If someone still has any doubt, it can be clear. Okay, one final example on it. Okay, let's say the rod is like this. Okay. And the magnetic field is outside this time. Say this is the magnetic field. Length is obviously L. Okay. And let me say this point is P and this point is Q. And our rod is moving something like this. Let me say with velocity V. And this angle is given to me, which is with the perpendicular. The angle is given to me like, let me say 30 degree. Okay. Now I want to know what is the potential difference between P and Q. Think about it, everyone. Think about it. So is magnetic field perpendicular to both? Just say yes or no. Which quantity is making an issue? Velocity. So which component of velocity should I take? This one. Am I correct? This component of velocity. What will be this component of velocity? V sine theta or V cos theta? Sine or cos? Just say sine or cos. Sine or cos? Think about it, beta. This angle is 30 degree. Very good. V cos 30 degree. So what will I write? B V cos 30 degree and into L. That is my answer. Now, which one is at higher potential? So where should I keep my thumb? V. And where is magnetic field? Outside. V. Magnetic field is outside, so fingertip should point outside. V cross B. So palm is coming down. Are you getting my point? V cross B. Palm is coming down. So battery will be made like this. Now this time Q is on the positive side and P is on the negative side. That is why I will say Q is at higher potential. Q is at higher potential. So this was the final example. Still, if someone has any doubt, you are free to ask. Ask your doubts if you have any doubt. Previous slide. Okay. Do not hesitate. Feel free to ask your doubts. No doubts? All clear? Can I move ahead? Okay, so there is one thing I would like to share with you. Okay, which is that you all attend the session. Okay, sir, why is it? Okay, now the doubt comes. Why is it cos 30 degree? Anirudh, what will be this component? Just tell me this. Should I write sine 30 degree or cos 30 degree? It's a very simple question. This is velocity v. This angle is 30 degree. Which component is this? Is this cos or sine? Anirudh, please answer. Is this cos or is this sine? Then beta, we have to take perpendicular wala hi na? Perpendicular one is obviously cos 1. So I will take the cos 1. I have to take the velocity which is perpendicular to length. Now length is like this, na? This is your length. So perpendicular component is cos. Is your doubt clear? Bataiye. Okay, great. So what I was trying to say is that you, all of you people attend the session. So please remember one thing, if you can take 5 seconds to rate the session, I would really appreciate it, because today was my review with my HOD, who is the head of the Department of Physics. And the number of ratings that we are getting is very low. Like 100 students attend the class, but only 30 students are rating the session. Okay, so that is, if you feel it is good, rate it good. If you feel it is bad, rate it bad, but at least rate. Okay, please rate it. I'm not saying to rate it good only. I'm saying if you feel it is bad, rate it bad. I would like to, obviously I would like if you rate it good, but still at least rate. It will take 5 seconds only. It does not take so much of time. Okay, but if, no, I'm talking to all those students who don't rate. All those who rate, I always read the comments also, and I look at the rating also. So that is a good thing, because then only my HOD will be able to understand how I am performing in the class. Okay, how I am performing in the class, that is judged by that. So please, if you can take your 5 seconds and rate it, I would really appreciate it. Okay, so I just wanted to announce it in every batch. Okay, like it is not such a big deal. Like if you like it, just rate it. Okay, chalo, thank you very much. Chalo, let me move ahead then. So the next thing is called force on the rod. Now, why will the force act on the rod? That is our question. Okay. So let me say I have a rod, and which is moving with velocity v like this. DPP. Beta, that all is covered, Sanjana, that all is covered by our academic team. They will provide you all the material that is required. You are provided with the notes, okay, with the all the test papers, and all those is covered by the academic team. Okay, Sanjana. So I don't know how I am supposed to supply the DPP. Vedantu hasn't told me to supply DPP and all. Still, I will ask them that is there a way I can supply the DPP? Okay. DPP is daily practice problem. DPP is daily practice problem. It is generally an offline culture. Or in offline coachings, we get DPPs. Like when I used to study, I used to get DPPs. Okay. Sir, you are performing very well, sir. Do not worry. I don't worry, beta. Like I don't worry that much about the ratings, because I know how I teach, because I've been teaching for 6 years. In 6 years, you understand whether you can teach or not. Okay, but it is just that my HOD told me to tell the class that at least they should rate it. Okay, हमारे स्कूल वाले बहुत DPP देते हैं. Okay, that is a different thing. Yes, I read each and every comment. Whatever you write, I read that comment and I work on it also if I can improve it. Okay, चलिए, very good. Then let me move on. अगले topic पे चलते हैं, which is the force on a rod, moving rod. Okay, think about it, everyone. चलो सब कुछ भूल जाओ, forget everything now. Let me say if a rod is moving like this. Okay, now you obviously know a potential difference will be generated across the ends. And what will be the EMF generated? Can you tell me? because all the three components are perpendicular, and let me say length is L, length of the rod is L, then how much potential difference will be generated? Please everyone write in your chat box. Are all three mutually perpendicular? Yes. सर आप टेलीग्राम पे आंसर क्यों नहीं करते? बेटा आई टेक मेनी क्लासेस and I only get one day off, which is Sunday, which is also half day I get. So I try to respond to it. Okay. I will try more. Chalo. So very good. The answer is BVL because all three are mutually perpendicular. Okay. No, Vikas Agarwal is the head of the department for us physics. Okay. BVL is the EMF you'll get. Can you tell me which point will be higher polarity, up or down? So if you do V cross B, it is coming up. So I can create a battery like this of EMF E. Am I correct? Now what will happen if someone connects a resistor to it? Some weird person is connecting a resistor R to it. What will happen? Can you tell me? Can you guess? It is pretty obvious what will happen. Current will start flowing. Beta, potential difference is the EMF of battery only, beta. Due to potential difference, there is current, Manisha. So that is how we imagine it. We imagine it like this. Very good. Current will start flowing. Sabko pata hai, everyone knows this from positive terminal. Current will start flowing in the circuit. Can you tell me the value of current? Can you tell me the value of current? How much current will flow? So everyone knows current is basically voltage upon resistance. Very good. So the current I am getting is BVL by R. Now just tell me, if a current carrying wire is moving in magnetic field, does a force act on it? If a current carrying wire is moving in magnetic field, does a force act on it? And can you tell me how much force acts? Very good, Harsh. Macha diya, foड़ diya. So for this reason, force acts on the wire or rod because current is flowing through the rod. Let me redraw that diagram. It will take some time. Okay. So what I have made till now, this was the circuit. ये चल रहा है like this. Resistance is here. Current has started flowing and it is obviously E by R and magnetic field was inside. Voice not clear. Is my voice not clear? Is there some issue with my voice? Sandeep, it's clear. I think your internet might be having some issue. Video is not only coming. What is happening? Beta, please try to refresh. If something bad happens, please try to refresh because I have a good internet connection. I have paid money for this month also. So I don't think there should be any network issues from my side. Okay, chalo. I got the salary and I paid it. Voice is not clear. Again, Sandeep is writing the same thing. Sandeep, please refresh. Sandeep ji, please refresh. Re and fresh. Okay. Don't go into salary and all. So this is the current. So in the rod, the current is obviously flowing upwards. Am I correct? In the rod, the current is flowing upwards. So how much force acts? How much force acts? Arey, please everyone focus on this. Force acting is BIL. We know this. BIL is the force. Okay. So I know B is B. I know current is E by R. And then the length is L. So force I'm going to get is B. What is the EMF? It is BVL. Am I correct? Upon R into L. So the force that you get is B square L square V by R. You can remember this like formula also. or you can simply remember BIL is the force and current is EMF upon resistance. This is the formula that we remember. Please everyone note it down and ask me your doubts if you have any. Ask your doubts if you have any doubts. Sir, the letters are getting overlapped. Array, has it started happening again? Sir, please repeat. Which part do you want me to repeat, Shivani? Force BIL kaise? Beta, did you not attend the previous session? Force on a current carrying wire is BIL. That is it. बेटा sin theta होता है, but theta is 90 degree ना? Ashish, your microphone is not working. Please try to change your microphone. I tried to unmute you. Yes, I'll turn off the chat in a little bit. And Gautam, you have to look at the previous lecture, okay? The formula is BIL. Just remember the formula. What is your doubt, Ashish? Write your doubt, na? You can write also. Chalo. So everyone has noted down the formula, I hope. Okay. Now, can I write the power? You know what is power? What is instantaneous power? Power is basically F dot V. This you should remember from work power energy chapter of class 11th. Power is simply F dot V. Am I correct? So what will I get? Power. Force I have just calculated. How these three are mutually perpendicular? Which three, beta? Which three are mutually perpendicular? Are you talking about B, I and L? Beta, theta in that case, Manisha, is the angle between length and magnetic field. Length and magnetic field. Arey beta, these should not be perpendicular. For BIL, the simple formula is BIL sin theta. And theta is angle between length and magnetic field. You should watch the previous session, beta. Otherwise, you will have this issue. If you're not watching the previous session, you will have the doubt. How VF? Oh, sir, what is R? Now things are getting weird. Now the doubts are getting really weird. Beta, R is resistance. I hope it was clear. R is resistance. Obviously, current is EMF upon resistance. Okay, so please note down this formula for your force. Okay, and let us move on. Enough, we are wasting a lot of time. So the power formula is F dot V. So simply write the force, which is B square L square V. I forgot. By R. Yes. By R, and the velocity is V. So power you are going to get simply is B square L square V square by R, which is BVL square by R or E square by R if you remember from current electricity. And that is our answer. बताइए, any doubts in this? कोई दुख, कोई कष्ट, कोई समस्या? All good? Manisha, yeah, beta, theta will be 0, na? Force and velocity are in same direction. Force and velocity are in same direction. Anish is asking the same doubt, but I'm not able to understand it. P is VI, then how VF? Oh, power is V into I. You're talking about that. So put that formula also, then also it's going to come the same. Then also it will come the same, beta. This is other formula for work power energy that I'm using, which is force into velocity. You are talking about EMF into current. Am I correct? You are talking about EMF into current. So EMF is BVL and current is BVL by R. So it will still come the same. It is coming the same. अरे है कि नहीं अनीश? देखो सेम तो आ रहा है. It is coming the same. Whichever formula you will use, answer will come same only. Okay. Let us move on then, and let me ask you a question. Harsh wants to get unmuted. Yes. Hello. Yes, Harsh. बोलो बेटा. Hello. What do you have a doubt or not? Great. Thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it. Chalo. Let us take a quiz then. What happened? Okay. Let us take a quiz then. It's a good question, everyone. Please read the question carefully. Okay. So the question is, if change in flux through a loop in time delta t is delta phi and resistance of the loop is R, find out the amount of charge flowing through the conductor in time delta t. It's a good question. Please think about it. I'll give you 2 minutes and then we'll vote on it. Some people remember it like formula also. Okay, so it's a good result. Think about it and then we'll vote on it. Chalo, let us see how many people can answer. It's a good question. I hope you have done it. Everyone start marking your answer now. Hi Suryadev. So Sherdil, then Keshav, Nagnath, Vaishnavi, Khushi and Soha are correct. 47% made some error, I think. So what was the solution? Basically, we know EMF. According to Faraday's law, it is change in flux upon time. And you know current in any circuit is basically EMF by resistance. Am I correct or not? We also know current is dq by dt, yani how much charge has flown upon how much time has passed. Put this value here and put this value also here. You're going to get delta q by delta t is delta phi by delta t upon r. And we are going to get delta q is delta phi by r. And the answer is B. Any doubt in this? Delta t will get cancelled out. Delta t क्या हो जाता है? Cancel out हो जाता है. Any doubts in this? So once I use the Faraday's law and then the relation that rate of flow of charge is called current. Yeah, I think this has been asked in mains. IIT JEE mains, a question has been asked previously in mains. मुझे तो कुछ समझ नहीं आ रहा. राजन, is this your first class? ये आपकी पहली क्लास है क्या? Or have you attended the previous classes also? Yeah, this might be an SL error. Okay, so for all those who are attending the first class, it will obviously be a little bit difficult. You will have to watch the previous lectures. Because if you don't know the starting, how can you understand directly? Okay. हाँ बेटा, I is V by R भी कह सकते हैं. V and E are both EMF only. So because you are joining in between the session, that is why you are finding it difficult. If you study from the beginning, you will be able to understand each and everything. Because everything here we have covered. So it is looking confusing only because you are starting from here. बीच से शुरू करेंगे तो कोई भी चीज मुश्किल लगेगी. What about the negative sign? We are talking about the magnitude Samanvita here. In all the options, only positive answer is there. So obviously we have to remove the negative sign. Nandini, previous lecture recorded are available in the app. Previous recorded lectures are there in the app already. है ना? So this was all motional EMF, which was important. I'll have to say it is very, very important. So please remember it. Now we have a very small topic of eddy currents that we have to study. So I'll give you a break so you can relax a little bit before we move on to the eddy currents, which has been removed from the syllabus also. It is not that important also. Okay. Chalo. So let us take a quick break. Please refresh, look away from the screen, relax your eyes. Okay. Go to past session and watch replay. Yes. ठीक है. आज कुछ ज्यादा ही टायर्ड हूं मैं. क्या कर लिया शेरदिल भाई? What did you do? क्या कर लिया? Have you attended a lot of sessions? हर्ष आनंद, प्लीज अनम्यूट कर दो ना. बेटा अनम्यूट किया था, आपने कुछ बोला नहीं. I can do that again if you want. Yes. क्या? किसका बेटा? किसका L? बेटा लेंथ आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हो? ये लेंथ है। अब बोलो वेलोसिटी ऐसे है, अब ये एंगल थीटा दिया है, तो लेंथ से एंगल कितना है? बस, क्या डाउट क्या है? बेटा लेंथ से तो ऐसे एंगल देखते हैं ना, ये लेंथ है। ओके ओके, so I'll take a 5-minute break and we'll exactly meet after 5 minutes and continue with eddy currents. Okay, so please relax, use the time wisely. 5 मिनट है, ज्यादा टाइम नहीं है, 5 मिनट में क्या ही होता है, बट प्लीज रिलैक्स, लुक अवे फ्रॉम द स्क्रीन, थोड़ा बहुत माइंड फ्रेश होगा। ओके चलो। Okay, so 5 minutes are up. Let us move on to the next topic, which is eddy currents. Okay, we're going to talk about eddy currents. Now, what is eddy current? Let us talk about it. This is purely theoretical. No numerical can come on this. So this whole concept is purely theoretical. Okay. Chalo. Eddy currents. So basically, we know one thing. If you have a coil, if you have a conducting coil, and if you have a magnet, let me say you have a conducting coil and you have a magnet, and you start moving the magnet. This was the Faraday's experiment. You have a coil, you have a magnet. If you start moving the magnetic flux through the coil changes, due to which, in order to oppose the change in flux, by the Lenz law, a current is induced in the loop. Everyone remembers this? This was our Faraday's law, that if you have a conducting loop and you are changing the magnetic flux through the loop, a current is induced in the loop. Now, what will happen if I have a conducting metal plate? Okay. If you have a conducting metal plate, what is going to happen in that? And let me say I am moving the magnet. I have a metal plate and I have a magnet. Now, can I say that the plate is made up of many circular loops? Are, can you tell me? Can I say that the metallic plate is made up of various circular loops? So experimentally it was seen that when magnetic flux through a metallic surface was changing, circular currents were generated on the surface of the metal. Circular currents were generated on the surface of the metal, and these circular currents on the surface of a metal, are called eddy currents. Okay. Ria, most probably, but I think we have one more lecture. Okay. First, let us study this. So if I write the definition of eddy current, what can I write? I can simply write when magnetic flux, बेटा अभी बता देता हूं मैं, 2 सेकेंड. When magnetic flux through a metallic surface, changes circular currents. What happened to my handwriting? Circular currents are developed on its surface, are developed on its surface. Called eddy currents. So someone was telling me to repeat the diagram. So I'll make the diagram again. So basically, if I have a surface like this, okay, metallic surface, there is a whole surface like this, and there is magnetic field in the region, let me say. Magnetic field is inside, let us say. And this magnetic field is changing with respect to time. So flux is changing with respect to time. It was seen that circular currents are developed on the surface, which are called eddy currents, in accordance with the Lenz law. Okay. Now these currents obviously generate heat. Eddy currents generate heat. So if these are generating heat, what do you want? Will you want to minimize eddy current or will you want to maximize eddy current? Can you tell me? Do you want to minimize eddy currents or do you want to maximize? Yes, we will try to minimize it because we want to minimize heat loss. है कि नहीं? So we minimize heat loss. We minimize heat loss by minimizing eddy currents. We minimize heat loss by minimizing eddy currents. Is that clear? So how can you minimize eddy currents? How can you minimize eddy currents? Just tell me one thing. If I do this thing, let me say I had a plate like this. Okay. Let me say I had a plate like this, but I cut it into smaller surfaces. I minimize the surface area. How? I do something like this. If I cut it into small pieces, then what will happen? Eddy current will still be generated, but now the circular loops will be small. Small loops will be formed. Am I correct? Earlier, because of the larger surface area, larger currents were generated like this. So larger loss was there. If you separate the plates, if you make the plates thin, then small eddy currents are generated, which minimizes the eddy current loss, or we call heat loss. Okay, so basically if you minimize the surface area, and laminate, just a second for doubts, just wait 1 second for doubts, and laminate the plates, eddy current loss is minimized. Eddy current loss is minimized. Yeah, the surface, no, but you can connect them again. But we laminate. That is why I have written laminate. Laminate means coat it with non-conducting material. Non-conducting material, like you make a coating on it of non-conducting material. समझ आ रहा है? So I will break them into smaller pieces and then rejoin them. But they are laminated. They are not connected to each other. They are insulated. So basically you will have smaller eddy currents. Are you getting my point? This you can understand by this example. Look at it here. Like earlier I had a bigger block, so the currents are bigger. Can you see? But now I cut them into smaller pieces, join them and laminate them also. Now smaller currents are formed. Okay. Shaina, do you want me to explain the whole thing again? Yes, Ashish. बिल्कुल करता है, कोई भी मेटेलिक अगर आपके पास कंडक्टर है तो वो काम करेगा उसमें। इसकी वजह से भी होती है, ये कह सकते हैं। Okay. And someone, Nishant is asking real life example. Beta, in real life, have you seen the transformer? In transformer, magnetic field is changing continuously. So in transformer, there is a huge eddy current loss. Okay. अरे नहीं हर्ष, the area decreases for forming the circular loop. That is why it is decreasing. Okay. Okay, one doubt at a time. Don't ask doubts that are not necessary. Chalo. First of all, Shaina, do you want me to repeat the whole thing? Only the definition. Okay. So, Shaina, if I have a metallic plate, if you have a metallic plate and magnetic flux through it is changing, then circular currents are generated on its surface, which are called eddy currents. Okay. Now, in order to minimize the eddy currents, you can minimize the surface area and laminate it so they have no contact with each other. Now the eddy currents have very small area to form a closed loop. Earlier they were both conducting, everything was conducting, so they can form a large loop. Now because coating of insulated material has been done, there is no contact between them. So they can form smaller loops. So small eddy currents means smaller heat loss. Okay. Any more doubts? Anirudh, you have to cut it and laminate it. मैं बोल तो रहा हूं. Laminate it. Sir, what if the laminations can conduct electricity? बेटा laminations का मतलब ही होता है they do not conduct electricity. गौतम. Because if they conduct electricity, it will become useless. फिर मतलब नहीं बचेगा. It will be the same thing only. Yes, Manisha. अगर आप मैग्नेट को मूव करोगे बिल्कुल हो जाएंगे बेटा। अब आपके पास जो प्रैक्टिकल आप खुद करोगे बहुत छोटा मैग्नेट होगा तो करंट आपको महसूस नहीं होगा, है ना। पर अगर आप बड़ा मैग्नेटिक जैसे कि ट्रांसफार्मर इतना बड़ा होता है जिसमें कि काफी ज्यादा करंट फ्लो कर रहा होता है तो उसमें उन लोगों को पता चलता है, करंट होगा उसकी सरफेस के ऊपर, आप महसूस कर सकते हो। स्ट्रेंथ बड़ी होनी चाहिए, स्ट्रेंथ बड़ी होनी चाहिए, यस ऑब्वियसली। हाँ हाँ, मतलब कम होना चाहिए अगर आप हीट लॉस कम कराना चाहते हो तो। हम तो ऑब्वियसली कम ही कराना चाहते हैं ना हीट लॉस। बेटा फील्ड अगर चेंज हो रही है तो एडी करंट प्रोड्यूस होगा, इतनी सी बात है ना। हाँ प्रैक्टिकल में भी अब वो है कि अपने पास एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए उतने सारे उतनी अच्छी क्वालिटी का कंडक्टर होना चाहिए और मैग्नेट होना चाहिए, वो थोड़ी दिक्कत हो जाती है। ओके चलो। यस रिया, एब्सोल्युटली यू हैव रिटन द मेन थिंग। बेसिकली लैमिनेशन इज टू स्टॉप द कंटिन्यूअस फ्लो ऑफ करंट। Okay. Yeah, this takes place in conducting loop holes also. But in case of a metallic surface, many, you can see now, many circular currents are developed. So they create a lot of heat loss. It is not very, very important. It is like this only. Mostly it has been removed also from the syllabus. Okay. So first thing you should remember, it was invented by Foucault. This is the name of a scientist who invented it. They are minimized by laminations, metallic core. Laminations are separated by insulating metal like material like lacquer. This is kind of a material, okay, which basically separates them. बेटा एग्जांपल आपके सामने दिया हुआ है lacquer, or you can use any other metallic conductor, any other non-metallic substance to if you don't minimize it, there will be more heat loss. Okay, Sri Akshay, is your doubt clear? Chalo, then let us take a quiz on it. So the first question is in front of you. Eddy currents were discovered by, who discovered eddy currents? I just told you. I'm going to give you 45 seconds. Please mark your answer now. Sherdil, Lakshya, Suraj, then Alsa, Sri Akshay, Vaishnavi, Aryan, Shaina, Mahima, and Pujit are correct. Very good. 80% did it. I don't know why people did it wrong also. I just told you it was invented by Foucault. This is a theoretical topic. Obviously, nothing much can be asked. So the second question is, upon lamination, eddy current increases. On laminating, eddy currents increases. Is it true or false? Please mark your answer. Your time starts now. Okay, so Anish, Mahima, Gautam, Ayush, Keshav, Suraj, then Priyanshu, Adesh, and Kalidas. 64%. So it is obviously false. By lamination, you decrease the eddy current. Okay, and you decrease the eddy current loss. So that was it. Let us quickly summarize what we have studied. We have studied the formula for current in a rod, magnetic force on a moving charge particle. Yes, eddy currents are bad things. They cause energy loss. That is why you were trying to laminate and minimize it, na? Yeah, Nishant, we are hoping only for 100%. It never happens. Okay. And eddy currents can be minimized using laminations of metals to make metallic core.